So we have multiple justices on the Supreme Court hiding sales of property to people that have business in front of the court, and they still refuse to recuse themselves. Now we have another Republican on the Supreme Court where I like beer moron has been, the Republicans have covered up and ignored reality when they pushed through his nomination. Now we have Democrats that asked the Supreme Court justice to come in, sit down, and answer the most basic question about ethics and what they're going to do to restore the faith in the Supreme Court. And they said, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to answer your questions. We're above the law. You can't do anything to us. Because even if the Democrats send a subpoena, who ultimately rules on the subpoenas? The Supreme Court. And they're not going to decide that they're going to have to sit for Congress like everybody else. The Republicans on the Supreme Court have decided that they are rulers over the United States, and they are above any ethics concerns no matter what they do. So they sent a letter saying, those codes of ethics that you say you subscribe to, even though subscribing to this is not being bound by this, they put one question in there that is so clearly points out their stupidity. And the reason why the Republicans on the Supreme Court are that dumb is because Republicans have never been held to account for any of their dumb stuff for decades. They write in this letter to the Supreme Court, the statement on ethics principles and practices provided that allegations of errors or omissions in the filing of financial disclosure reports are referred by the Secretary of the Judicial Conference to the Committee on Financial Disclosure. The committee may send the filer a letter of inquiry, providing an opportunity for the filer to respond as appropriate. What is the consequence, if any, for a sitting justice who does not respond as appropriate to such a letter of inquiry? So you said you guys subscribe to this. What happens when you refuse to obey? What's that question? So the Supreme Court has been acting like dictators, and every Republican on the courts have been getting bolder in their assessment that they can do whatever they want. Democrats are also getting bolder, with the news media no longer providing cover for all of Republicans. Democrats actually have some road to get answers.